physical wound and an emotional wound. Which one are you more comfortable with? If you cut yourself or fell, what would you do? You'd look after it, that's for sure. With an emotional wound, we don't look after it most of the time. Most of the time we carry it, we hide it, and we don't want anyone to know. We go, shh, don't tell anybody, because we're embarrassed. But if we have a physical wound, we look at it, we tend to it, we let it bleed if it needs to bleed, because we know that bleeding is part of the healing. But with an emotional wound, we can bleed for years on the inside, and we don't even know what caused it half the time. Isn't it amazing what we do to ourselves? Because we carry the guilt, the shame, the fear. Maybe it's anger. Whatever it is that's holding you back in your life, it's coming from an emotional wound, that is for sure. But if you start looking on your emotional wounds the same as you do your physical wounds, you will live a better life. Like if you did have a physical wound, if you needed medical help, if it wouldn't stop bleeding, you would go and get that help because you'd have no choice. You'd be bleeding all over the place. But if you're bleeding emotionally all over the place, we don't do anything. And I'm guilty of this myself because I did it myself for years. For years I did it. But until I faced what was holding me back emotionally, I didn't have a good life. But you know what? I do now. And that's the reward. That's the outcome when you face your internal pain. And today I just want to encourage you that if you have internal pain or an internal wound, that you start to look after it and you start to look after yourself and look on it as a physical one, because a physical one can be healed and so can an emotional one. Because we don't have any shame or embarrassment with a physical one, we tend to do it more easily. The emotional ones is different, but it doesn't have to be different because you can do it. I know you can do it because I did it. You just ask for the help. That itself can be hard to do. But you know what? Like I said a few minutes ago, it'll be the best thing you ever did. And it won't have any power over you anymore. And there'll be no more, shh, don't talk about it. That will be gone. You won't have anything to cover up or hide. You will be free to be you. So give yourself the gift of life today by asking for the help if you need it. Thanks for watching.